Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I found this Reddit thread about what are some Philippine facts that sound fake but are actually true. I want to look into each and every single one of them, well, the ones that matter anyway, and see what we can learn here, huh? First of all, the guy who created the thread here said the Philippines holds the record for the longest basketball game ever. 120 hours is 120 hours of Ronnie Maxanok asking Benji Paras what he ate for breakfast. Okay, the Philippines used to hold a record and it's been surpassed in 2021. I can't imagine 120 hours of commentary. As a pro wrestling commentator, I can't imagine that. Your mouth is going to be bone dry by the end of it. Basically, it's this. The 2014 Philippine Basketball Marathon was the longest basketball match played according to the Guinness Book of World Records from 2014 to 2021. So 16,783 points to 16,732. Jesus Christ, how many possessions was that? The teams are Bounce Back versus Walang Iwanan. It was played in Meralco Gym in Pasig. 40 referees. And they played the game from March 24 to 29. Okay, so they chopped them up. It's not a continuous basketball game. That would have been better, all right? Like, we're talking about, like, continuous. Then it would be Troy State versus DeVry. You should watch this video, by the way. Pretty good, episode 12 on Secret Base by, it was created by John Boyce. One of the best storytellers on YouTube. This is a great video. I watched it like how many times now? I've rewatched it quite a few times. Yeah, here we go. Here's my comment on it. The intro is a masterpiece in itself. It previews the descent into madness. At DeVry, we're serious about success. At DeVry, we're serious about success. At DeVry, we're serious about success. I still remember. This is a great video. Early stage plans of the 9/11 terror attack was discovered in Manila 6 years before the attack happened, all because of a fire alarm, aka the Bojinka Plot, which also involved assassinating the Pope. There was also a plan to assassinate Clinton with a bridge bomb in Manila. That would have been insane. Alright. The Bojinka Plot, or in Tagalog, O Plan Bojinka, yep, that's Tagalog alright, was a large-scale three-phase terrorist attack planned by Ramzi Youssef and Khalid Sheikh Mohammed for January 1995. They planned to assassinate Pope John Paul II, blow up 11 airliners in flight from Asia to the United States, with the goal of killing approximately 4,000 passengers and shutting down air travel all around the world, and crash a plane in the headquarters of the United States Central Intelligence Agency in Fairfax County, Virginia. Including the plan to crash a plane in the CIA headquarters would later be used in the 9/11 attacks on World Trade Center and the Pentagon 6 years later. So phase 1 in Makati, phase 2 above ground, and phase 3, of course, in Langley, Virginia. All right, so that's Ramzi Youssef right there. Dude, did someone make a video about this? Oh, there are videos about this. I'm gonna have to watch them. There's even a Rappler video. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch about this. Filipinos used to celebrate Thanksgiving like the Americans. It used to be celebrated in November, the same day as in the US. President Quezon even declared it a holiday. During martial law, Marcos moved the holiday to September 21. Thanksgiving ended in the 1986 EDSA revolution, and since then, Filipinos no longer celebrate Thanksgiving. Because, you know, then again, in the current administration, maybe they'll bring it back. Imus is the capital of Cavite on paper. However, all of their provincial offices is in Trece Martires. Also, Laguna is the only province in the Calabarzon region with municipal status in their capital, which is Santa Cruz. While Calamba is the capital of Calabarzon, but their DPWH 4A office is in Quezon City in Metro Manila. Well, Philippine bureaucracy for you. There it is. The oldest Chinatown in the world is in the Philippines, aka Binondo, which dates back to the 1590s, aka right here in this neighborhood. Yeah. It was built in an area where the Spaniards can point their cannons in case of revolt, and in which case they did. Oh boy, the slaughter of Sanglays in 1639. For those who don't know what Sanglays are, they're basically Chinese immigrants here in the Philippines back in the day. And they did. They did point their cannons towards here and start blasting. This is a very obscure fact I learned in culinary anthropology class many years ago as an undergraduate. The Philippines has the earliest evidence of fried chicken. The bones of domesticated jungle fowl showed signs of being caged, also showed evidence of being fried as a means of cooking. Radiocarbon dating of the bones and other site materials from the northern Luzon site date back to the 1800 BC. The OG KFC, katutubong fried chicken. So basically, the best fried chicken being Jollibee Chicken Joy was no accident. We have a tradition of fried chicken right here. Everyone else is gonna be mad. The American South, they're gonna be mad. Korea, they're gonna be mad. Japan, maybe they're gonna be mad. Chinese, they're gonna be mad. Filipino fried chicken, the original fried chicken. Cebuano Wikipedia is the second largest Wikipedia in the world, second only to English Wikipedia. For context, Wikipedia is divided into languages and Tagalog Wikipedia is much smaller than Cebuano or English. The context is a Swedish guy fell in love with a Cebuano girl and was motivated enough to make articles in Cebuano. Wow. I remember a quote from a poem by Sarah Ruhl. I loved her to the point of invention. That is a great quote, I gotta say. The spike move in volleyball started here in the Philippines. Also, the setting move, set and spike, called bomba, is our greatest contribution to the sport of volleyball. Well, to be fair, volleyball is kind of popular here. So, Haikyuu. Haikyuu fans, you have the Philippines to thank. Oh, this is relevant. Ternate, Cavite was named after Ternate, a sultanate in Indonesia that Spain attempted to colonize. Ultimately, Spain abandoned the colony and retreated to the Philippines, bringing some Indonesian natives along. They settled in Ermita, while some moved to Cavite, where they built a town named after their homeland. For those who don't know, this is the analogy I like to make when it comes to Cavite. If Cavite was the body of a chicken and Metro Manila is the head, Ternate is right there on the butt of Cavite. That's the analogy I like to give. One of the wrestlers in Manila Wrestling Federation, Danny Zamora, he's from Ternate. He has to travel from here all the way to Metro Manila every single time he has to go to training or to a show. Think about that. The sacrifices that our wrestlers have to make in order to do some pro wrestling in the Philippines. It's crazy. We're on TV now. There's a municipality in Pampanga that used to be called Sasmuan. Later it was renamed as Sasmuan in 1991 because, well, to be fair, Pampanga already gets enough flack for, you know, that kind of tourism industry. So for a town to be called Sasmuan, what is this? What is this place? Sasmuan, formerly known by its Spanish name of Sasmuan, is a fourth-class municipality in the province of Pampanga. It's known as Sasmuan until 1991. The town's former name in Spanish was Sasmuan, as initially transcribed by Spanish friars. In Spanish, the letter X used to be pronounced as a voiceless post-alveolar fricative, identical to the digraph SH in English. Okay, so it should be Sasmuan. Alright, because it used to be called Mexico. Right. I guess they got sick of getting laughed at way too many times, you know, getting giggles every time they pronounce the name of their district. So I guess they just renamed. That's it, we're done. Also, Kalanasan Apayao was formerly known as Bayag. And Santo Domingo Albay was once called Libog. There were freshwater sharks in Taal Lake. Really? Fuck, man. I want to know about this. Sharks once swam in Taal Lake. Where did they go? They're now extinct? That's sad. Okay. Taal Lake was once a sanctuary of marine species. 80 species of fish. Bull sharks were the largest fish that swam in the lake. The sharks accessed the lake through Pansipit River, which connected the lake to Balayan Bay, adjacent to the West Philippine Sea. A 1934 study mentions that the fry of migratory fishes used the Pansipit River to migrate into friendlier waters, while fewer fishes could prey on them. They reach Taal Lake, where they grow into adulthood. Oh, they have a whole life cycle here. So what happened? Alright, bull sharks were abundant in Taal Lake but were exterminated by overfishing in the 1930s. Great. So it was man-made extinction. Great. Oh well, that's sad. We were taught in schools, at least in my generation as a 90s kid, that the Philippine Tarsier is the smallest primate in the world. The fact is, the title belongs to the mouse lemur. Then again, the mouse lemur were discovered in 2003, so in the 90s it was still a fact. But then again, there were already identified mouse lemur species in the early 90s. In fact, even today, many Filipinos still refer to the tarsiers as the world's smallest monkeys. Well, number one, they aren't even the smallest, and number two, they aren't monkeys. I guess it's like the whole swallow 8 spiders a year thing. Like, it became just a fact that got tossed around, even though it turns out it's not a fact, it's just a myth, an urban legend. There was never a time in Philippine history where the average middle-class Filipino family can afford a house, a car, and college education for their kids all in one income. Prices in decades long ago may seem cheap compared to ours today, but the median Filipino family in 1961 lived on almost just 1,000 pesos a year. The median Manileño family made at least 2,500 pesos yearly, while the richest third of Manila families made more than 5,000. Was inflation rates that big? I don't know about that. Out of the top 25 of the biggest malls in the world, 5 of them are in the Philippines. The 6th biggest is SM Tianjin in China, so technically there would be 6. There's an SM in China? Hold on. Really? Damn. That is crazy. It's an SM in China. I didn't know about this. That's cool, I guess. SM's first mall in China, SM City Xiamen. Oh, in 2001. I didn't know about this. The strategy at the time is to open malls in second-tier cities such as Suzhou, Chongqing, Shibo, and Tianjin, rather than Beijing and Shanghai. SM City Tianjin opened at the Tianjin Airport Economic Area, 7th mall of the SM Spur malls in China. There's 7 of them? Jeez. I didn't know about this. It seems like our ancestors did a lot of innovations in basketball and volleyball based on these comments. Too bad our race is genetically challenged in these sports. Let football flourish, please. What about combat sports, huh? What about boxing? Like Seferino Garcia innovated the modern boxing stance. He went from this, the John L. Sullivan era of, put up your dukes, to holding them like this, which is derived from knife fighting. What about that? We're a leading nation when it comes to boxing. Come on. A swarm of jellyfish caused a blackout at the Bataan power plant in 1999. It was long considered an urban legend until a guest lecturer at my college confirmed it with her own first-hand account. Okay, so on December 10, 1999, the Sual power plant in Pangasinan, is it in Bataan or Pangasinan? Come on. Was forced to shut down after more than 50 truckloads of jellyfish were sucked into the plant's water cooling pump. This started the series of plant shutdowns that led to the power outage that covered the entire Luzon, including Metro Manila. I don't exactly remember this blackout. I would have known, but this is a very SpongeBob scenario here. Okay, now they're saying it wasn't a massive school of jellyfish and it wasn't sabotage. It was a technical failure, a freak accident. Alright? So, what is it? Is it jellyfish? Is it technical problems? What? Should look more into this. The inventor, or at least reinventor of the popular Kapampangan dish, Sisig, was fatally stabbed 10 times in 2008. She created the version that is nationally known throughout the Philippines. The killing of Lucia, Aling Lusing Lagman Cunanan, is unknown and is still out there. It's a cold case, huh? Sisig Queen, murdered. I like sisig, so let's look at this. Cunanan was found bludgeoned to death. What? Stabbed or bludgeoned? Come on, tell me. Okay, with 10 stab wounds on the 16th of April 2008, age 80, 2 days after her murder. Local police filed parricide charges against her then 85-year-old husband, Victorino. He was believed to have killed Lucia after she refused to give him money for his mistress's needs. Wait, you're 85 years old, you still have mistresses. Wow, goddamn, you're still active, huh? But yeah, that's just fucked up. Oh, here's a good one. The CIA faked vampire attacks in the Philippines. This is true. Fucking psyops, man. And basically, the CIA found out about the aswang mythology in the Philippines and say, we could use this. They're very superstitious people. So they faked aswang attacks. In the shadowy war against communism led by the United States, the Philippines was subjected to a disturbing branch of psychological warfare by the CIA. Lieutenant Colonel Edward G. Lansdale was sent to end the guerrilla Hukbalahap, or the People's Army against Japanese in Tagalog, insurgency against the government. This group remained from World War II in hopes of social and agricultural reform in the Philippines. During his time, he used the local mythology and folklore to strike fear and coercion into the Huk rebels and surrounding population, among other methods, to pioneer burgeoning fields in psychological warfare. After the conclusion of his psychological warfare campaign, Lansdale shifted to a political advisory role and implemented the process for the CIA to control the political landscape of the country. That's pretty fucked up, sir. In studying the folklore of the region, Lansdale's team made a discovery of a creature that the locals believed to roam the hills, known as the aswang, comparable to a vampire-like creature that drinks its victim's blood. The Huk would often operate out of surrounding wooded areas of a town and attack government forces. So Lansdale sent a team to where they were operating in an attempt to replicate the aswang myth. Once they arrived, the team kidnapped the fighter, poked holes in its neck, drained their blood, left their body where they would be found. Once the dead, exsanguinated body was found by the Huks, the remaining forces quickly left the area. That's pretty devious. I have heard about this, but I should look more into this further. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Not to mention pretty nefarious, to be honest. Oh yeah, this one. This one pisses me off to this day. Agapito Flores did not invent the fluorescent lamp. So many people, including science teachers, believed this myth and they would teach them in school, you know. Now, I'm not belittling these teachers, since I'm a science teacher myself, I'm just correcting this decades-long misconception. Yeah, this is true. The fluorescent lamp. They're saying that the fluorescent lamp was named after Agapito Flores, the inventor. You know, fluorescent lamp, you know. There's a ring to it, right? Nah. We're so desperate for Pinoy pride that we would just invent facts out of nowhere. Of course, there's that mall in Cubao, Ali Mall, named after Muhammad Ali. The mall was purposely built in celebration of Muhammad Ali's victory against Joe Frazier in Thrilla in Manila. On the opening ceremony of the mall, Ali was present as he was thrilled that a mall was named after him. Yeah. Guess what Ali Mall is good for nowadays? Gun shops. There are a lot of gun stores in that mall. And that's all for now. This is getting pretty long. Maybe I'm gonna do more videos like this of just, you know, looking at threads and stuff. I need more content on this channel. Anyway, that is all for now. Till next time, stay Tor.